Good morning, class. I'm an economics teacher, and in the last class, we were dealing with the secondary sector. What was the contribution of agriculture to industry? Today, we will see the contribution of industry to agriculture. Contribution of industry to agriculture. How does the industry contribute in the development of agriculture? I told you both or all three sectors are interrelated. They are dependent on each other for the growth and development of the economy. If an economy needs to progress, if an economy wishes to progress, it has to come up with the combined efforts of all the three sectors, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. So we have already covered the primary sector. Today we have started with the secondary sector, and in this we are going to see the contribution of industry or the secondary sector to primary sector. What is their contribution? It's on page number 90. It has come to be regarded that industrial development is essential condition for the growth and development of agriculture. See, I told you agriculture cannot develop or cannot progress without the efforts of secondary sector or without the efforts of industry. Why? Because it is the industry that produces or manufactures all the basic machineries which are required for the production purposes in the agricultural sector or in the primary sector. So all the goods of the primary sector are manufactured in the secondary sector. The first point is the contribution of industry to agriculture becomes evident from the following points. The first point is industry supplies various agricultural inputs such as chemical fertilizers, pesticides, pump sets, tractors and other implements, and thus help in raising the agricultural productivity. These all factors contribute in the development or in the increment of agricultural production. Agricultural production can only be increased when there is a basic supply of raw materials, and those supply of raw materials are taken care by the secondary sector. Second is the infrastructure required for agriculture in the form of irrigation projects, roads, transportation vehicles, etc. would not have been possible without the help of industrial sector. All the irrigational projects or roads or the communication channel that you see, the communication channel like railways, all the platforms wherever it is set, all the track lines wherever it is set, it is all because of the secondary sector. Secondary sector, with the help of industry, it manufactures those tracks or those lines wherein the communication channel can be availed or where the communication channel can be communicated. Means it is the secondary sector which is laying the foundation for the primary sector. The growth of primary sector is more or less dependent on secondary sector. The third point is there is a large amount of surplus labor in our agriculture due to rapid growth of population. See, whatever labors are required for the cultivation process, for the production of crops purposes, these are supplied by the industrial sector. There is a large amount of surplus labor in our agriculture due to rapid growth of population. See, all the population, I told you about nearly about 75% of the population is directly or indirectly engaged in agricultural line, but they are employed for a certain time of period only, like for a certain months only, particular time of year only, and rest of the years they remain disguised unemployed. I told you what is disguised unemployed, wherein more of laborers are employed than actually required. Disguised unemployment is a situation wherein more of laborers are employed than actually required. If the work can be done by 2%, there are 5% involved in it because they do not have the good opportunity to work. That is why they are there. So what does the secondary sector does over here? Secondary sector basically takes all the extra or takes all the surplus labor from the primary sector and gives the employment in the secondary sector. So this is a helping hand to the primary sector only. There is a large amount of surplus labor in our agriculture due to rapid growth of population. So our agriculture is facing the problem of subdivision and fragmentation of holdings. Industry opens up new additional sources of employment to absorb all the surplus labor. Now it is the industry which is actually laying the foundation for the employment. All the disguised unemployed in the primary sector are taken care, are employed by the secondary sector. It is the secondary sector which actually giving the jobs, who is giving the employment to the all the surplus laborers. And the fourth point is when agriculture productivity improves. What happens when the agriculture productivity improves? When good crops are seen, when cultivation takes place in the best position, or when there is a good crop in a particular year, then what happens? When agriculture productivity improves as a result of industrialization, farmers' income increases. The first effect it has on the farmers' income, farmers' pocket. That is, the income of the farmers increase. Thus, they spend a lot of money on goods other than food. So, whenever your income increases, apart from your basic necessities, that is food, shelter, home, medical facilities, education, apart from these are the basic necessities of life. Earlier there were 3 basic necessities: food, shelter and home. Now 2 more have been added, that is education and medical facilities. So apart from your basic necessities, whenever you have a surplus money, you go for a luxurious goods. Now those luxurious goods are manufactured by the secondary sector. When I say luxurious goods, I mean the goods which are which give us comfort, or which are surplus for us, or which makes our work easier. Like for example, all the machineries, be it a AC, cooler, fridge, all these are luxurious goods. Car, you have a luxurious car. So these are the equipments you start purchasing when you have a surplus money, when you have fulfilled your basic necessities, and whatever surplus money you have, you start investing into that sector. So this is what we say: when agriculture productivity improves as a result of industrialization, farmers' income increases. Farmers' income increase. Thus, they spend a lot of money on goods other than food. Food is a basic necessity. Now they have a surplus money, so they are spending on industrial goods or luxurious goods. All these goods are supplied by the industrial sector. Whatever the comfort that we are looking for, that is supplied by the industrial sector or the secondary sector. Thus, in short, agriculture and industry are 2 inseparable sides of the economy. They are said to be inseparable sides of the economy. The question comes, why is primary and secondary sector are said to be inseparable sides of the economy? Or how is the contribution of secondary sector relevant to primary sector, or how is the contribution of primary sector relevant to secondary sector? So you have to keep a balance on both. You have to keep a comparison on both the sectors. Then only you can point out, you can jot down the points. The real development of an economy would only be possible when these two are developed side by side. It says that it is a combined effort of primary and secondary which actually leads to the development of the economy. If an economy has to progress, I have been focusing from the beginning onwards that all 3 sectors are relevant for the growth and development of the economy. An economy can only develop, an economy can only grow when there is a combined effort from all these 3 sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary. When you move to tertiary in the next chapter, you will see the importance of tertiary sector, how it is related to primary and secondary. So this was for today, contribution of industry to agriculture. Tomorrow we'll see the classification of industries. How are the industries classified and what are the basic parameters of classifications? Thank you, class.